Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
This is Motorhead Garage, the only series that showcases new products and new technology for your vehicle, even when that new technology goes into an old vehicle. Now, this is a super cool 1965 Chevrolet C10. Michael Dodson brought it to us, and it belongs to his wife, Ashley, and it's getting an upgrade that's going to make driving it a whole lot more exciting for her. Now, we always talk to you about Custom Auto Sound. We sing their praises and tell you how you can take a vintage vehicle, keep those vintage looks, but still get modern sound and modern technology in your car. Custom Auto Sound, they make radios that look old but employ the latest technology. And I always tell you that Custom Auto Sound has a radio to fit your style and your budget. And if budget is the bigger part of that equation for you, let me introduce you to the USA 230. The USA 230 looks just like the original radio that would have come with your classic car, but on the inside, it's a modern AM/FM radio. It has a digital tuner, so you'll get great reception and crystal clear sound. Hey, remember the old days when you hit a big pothole, your radio dial would move just a little and it would mess up your reception? Well, that's not the case with a digital tuner because your radio locks on that frequency and it stays there. The radio also has an aux input, and you can use that to hook up any device you'd like, an MP3 player, CD player, even your satellite radio tuner that you can hide away under the dash if you so choose. And whatever device you may have, Custom Auto Sound has you covered. The USA 230 comes with any cable you might need to connect it. And of course, you know typical aftermarket radios come in standard sizes that fit into what's called a DIN opening. And all the cars these days are made with a single or double DIN opening in the dash. That means if you have a vintage car but you want modern sound, without Custom Auto Sound, you'll need to cut your dash to accommodate a typical modern radio. And I don't know about you, but just the thought of cutting an original dash on any old car makes me really squeamish because I want to keep everything original. And you can keep your dash in original condition with a radio from Custom Auto Sound. And we went to their facility in California a few months back and we saw their dashboard library, at least that's what I call it. They actually have original dashes from vintage cars and they use them to make sure their radios fit every car perfectly. Now I say every car, well, almost. Custom Auto Sound has radios for over 400 different specific car and truck models. And if you have an uncut dash, Custom Auto Sound radios, including the USA 230, will slide right in the original opening and fit like a glove. And it looks way better than a typical aftermarket radio. Of course, there's nothing like looking at a beautifully restored classic car with a radio that's lit up like the Las Vegas Strip. You know, talk about sticking out like a sore thumb. That's not the case with the USA 230. When the radio is turned off and you're parked, the display looks just like a vintage analog dial. But when you turn it on, you get a modern digital display. And it's easy to read, as I mentioned, because the digital tuner means you'll be able to lock into an exact frequency. That means a better signal and better sound. Now, when it comes to installation, Custom Auto Sound is all about easy. Every one of their radios, including the USA 230, comes completely assembled. Just pull it out of the box and you're ready to install it. Now, putting it in and hooking it up is a breeze, even if you don't have a lot of experience with car audio. Custom Auto Sound labels and color codes every single wire. Wiring harnesses are clearly labeled, they snap right in. But before you connect anything, disconnect your car's battery, and you want to do a test fit to make sure you know how to put the radio in without scratching your dash. You'll also want to figure out how you can arrange the cables and wiring harnesses to get through tight spaces. The test fit will also give you a chance to set the height and the spacing of the knobs so they fit and so they look just right. Now, that whole process should take you just a few hours if you're doing it yourself. If you choose to have a pro install it, you're looking at 1, maybe 2 hours of labor, and that's it. That means you can spend less time working on your radio and more time driving your classic car, which is the reason you have it in the first place. All USA 230 radios are backed with a 2-year warranty, but I'm going to bet you don't need it because every Custom Auto Sound model goes through rigorous testing at the factory. And when you think about it, your car's radio is a sophisticated piece of technology and it's put through some brutal conditions. That's why there's a vibration test. That's super important in a street ride because you're making lots of power. And Custom Auto Sound puts every model through an extreme temperature test and a temperature aging test. And as a final check, Custom Auto Sound tests every single radio unit just before it gets packaged and shipped out the door. Make driving fun. Cruise around in your classic car or street ride with music that'll sound better than ever. Talk on your phone while keeping 2 hands on the wheel and keep your vehicle's original vintage looks. Go to Custom Auto Sound MFG to find the radio that is just right for you. And right after this, more products just for you here on Motorhead Garage, because we're just getting warmed up. Motorhead Garage is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics, PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store, and by Custom Auto Sound, audio for the great classics, customs, and street rods.
Well, you're cruising along and you turn to the right, going straight, turning to the left. How come it's so easy to turn that steering wheel? Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. Yep, it's all about the power steering pump. What's going on inside of it? Well, you can take a look right here. You can see it. A power steering pump is actually going to deliver a massive amount of pressure to a gearbox steering system or a rack and pinion steering system. Now they're starting to get phased out a little bit with electric, but they're still out there and there's a ton of them to be had. So what's going on here? There's different pumps. You see a slipper, a roller, a vane. All of them through the years have been pretty much the same, but what's happening is that vanes, slippers, or rollers are creating that pressure. You can run a power steering test. It's kind of easy to do. You just get a gauge, put it in series, start your vehicle, and then you watch the pressure. When you're watching the pressure, you go ahead and turn the steering wheel all the way to the right or to the left. Watch this, which is really cool. That pressure is going to go soaring high, usually up to about 1,500 PSI. So when it goes, bam, there it is, 1,500 PSI, and then it kicks off. You can also close the valve and deadhead the pump. Just a few tests to make sure your system's operating properly. But the key there, Len, is, man, 1,500 PSI with tiny clearances.
Yeah, it is tiny. And what happens here is you get damage at a molecular level to the oil. There's so much pressure in there, and there's so much what we call shearing force that it actually chops the molecules of a substandard product down. So we've learned that through testing, and that's why we've formulated the power steering fluid with extremely high-end base oils, so that you've got a really good backbone into the product, coupled with some additives to keep it from oxidizing, since the pressure is so high, which means the heat can be high. And you know, it's the proper mixture to make sure that you've got a quality piece.
Len, like you said, that gearbox, the rack and pinion, or even the pump, that stuff wears out in time. That metal's floating around the system. So it's a good idea to flush your system. And when you do it, make sure you flush it with AMSOIL, so you're using the best fluid that you can. You can find all the best fluids at AMSOIL.com.
My name is Freddie Baker. This is my 1934 Ford 5-window coupe. I bought that little car in '79 and brought it home. It was a piece of junk, and I worked with it. And I put it back on the road in 1984, and I tell everybody I put it on the road on his 50th birthday. And we've been to Pennsylvania in it, and Evansville, Indiana, been to Memphis, Tennessee 2 or 3 times, been to Nashville 2 or 3 times in it, went to Birmingham, Alabama in it. Car shows all over the place, you know. It's been a good car. It's always, and I don't even own a trailer, so it'll take you there and bring you back, and we've enjoyed it. Got a '63 Corvette rear end in it, 350 Chevrolet motor with a 350 turbo automatic transmission. It just boasts its stock engine. It runs good. You can't beat the styling of the 30s cars, 30s and 40s, and the 50s cars too. You know, I like the 50s and the 60s. That's my problem. I like too many of them. It's got the suicide doors on it. See, they come from the factory like that. And I got the little door locks inside that I put in there, just so the door won't ever come open. Because if it ever comes open, you're going down the interstate. You know, it'd tear it off there. But I've never had that problem. They make a lot of products now to upgrade those cars. And I've got seat belts at home I'm going to put in there. I don't have them in there yet. It's just a good car, you know. I enjoy these cruisings.
Mice and other rodents, you want to keep them out of your vehicle and out of your garage altogether. You can use traditional snap traps that kill mice, hopefully instantly, but that's messy and gross. And even more disgusting, glue traps. The poor animal gets stuck to the trap, can't move, and it takes days to starve to death. And I can't do that to any animal. You can use poisons, and those also cause a really miserable death. Plus, they're not safe around pets or children. But Mouse Blocker is humane, and it's more effective than all of the above. Mouse Blocker broadcasts ultrasonic waves all through your vehicle or all through your garage or wherever you store that vehicle. Mouse Blocker is safe for pets, it's humane, and I'm proud to say we use it here in our Motorhead Garage Mouse Blocker studio. Motorheads, I know you got all kinds of toys. Maybe it's an ATV or a motorcycle, something like that. Great to ride, they make life easy, but getting where you're going with them, that can be really tough. This is what you have right now. You got a pickup truck. They're tremendously useful, but never perfect for what you're hauling here. What are some of the drawbacks, Phil, of just having a pickup truck to haul one of these?
Well, the key thing is safety in loading them. You've seen all the videos of people falling off or things like that. Tying them down. A lot of times these things are too long and your tailgate can't shut. And then what do you do with it when it's inside and you have bad weather or you're stopped for pizza and don't want to leave your gear out in the elements?
Yeah, and with a pickup truck, you still have to put your luggage back here and everything with it.
That's right.
As well. So the solution is Truck Boss. How does it work?
Thanks. So Truck Boss is great. It's just a structural deck or tonneau cover that goes on top of the pickup, allows you to load everything, motorcycles, ATVs, on the deck, and then still have storage underneath that's dry and secure.
Is this something that I can load my vehicle up by myself?
Absolutely. So we have a product called Flex Loader. Allows you to load a heavy lift motorcycle, Harley Davidson or something, and a winch simply hooked up there pulls it up and onto the deck into its own catch system.
This thing's tremendously capable. And what are the different things I can do with the Truck Boss?
Absolutely. So we haul snowmobiles, ATVs, motorcycles. Heck, we even had a guy up in Maine winch a moose up on top.
It's hard to get the moose to convince him to get on there, but I'm sure he's able to do it. And so how is it constructed to enable us to get maybe two ATVs up there or two motorcycles?
That's a great question. We're all extruded aluminum. So that's aluminum that fits together really nicely. It kind of is all engineered to work together. Don't have any welds and is a complete bolt-on kit to your truck.
And I saw on one of your videos on the website, it shows the winch and how having that extruded aluminum allows you to be adaptable with the winch.
Yeah, absolutely. So imagine if you had two ATVs or two snowmobiles, the winch can slide from one side to the other, so you could pick up one on the left and one on the right.
That's perfect. Installation's easy. What if I need to take it off in the off chance? I probably once you get it on, you don't want to take it off because it's so useful.
Pretty easy. So just 5 bolts on each side. The deck removes, comes off of the rails, and then you're back to a pickup bed.
Having that aluminum allows you to have really, really close tolerances.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so why is that important?
It's important to have everything fit together properly. So in our manufacturing, we make sure that we're down to a 20 thousandths on most parts. And that just means that when you have two parts that go together that are mated together, that they're going to be the same length. The bolts that slide through the capture channels aren't going to hit a thick spot or a thin spot where they just get stuck.
I've had a traditional tonneau cover, and that's the big problem. You try to slide those bolts, and they're always getting stuck there.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you ensure that quality control?
A big part of it is just everything's made in the U.S. All the way from Minnesota, Oregon, Utah, Georgia. Our parts come from all over, and I'm pretty excited about that. Everything's staying here in the U.S. and being manufactured here.
It's fantastic. We talked earlier about getting your gear wet if you've got to put it in the back of the pickup truck. How do you solve that problem?
So that's great. So we have, basically there's a weather seal that goes all the way around the deck, and then there's a rear flapper that just flips down as the tailgate goes up and shuts. It creates a seal that keeps everything dry and secure.
And accessing your gear once it's in the truck?
Yeah,
how do you make that easy to get to?
That's our smart box. So that's a roll-in, roll-out tray. Comes all the way out, allows you to access gear that is all the way up front.
A lot of folks have UTVs out there, side-by-sides. Can the Truck Boss support one of those?
Yeah, absolutely. We have extensions for most all of them. The big long 4-seaters are getting pretty long for small trucks for sure, but all 2-seaters and everything like that, absolutely.
And there's a huge market that's expanding out there right now, the overlanding business.
Yeah.
What do you have at Truck Boss that can help the folks that love to overland?
Overlanding's great. I mean, that's it is what you make it, right? A lot of guys now, it gives them the ability to haul their adventure motorcycle and still have all their camping gear, their rooftop tent, their kitchens that slide in and out of the back, and everything is tight and secure.
Whatever you ride, they carry. They're Truck Boss. These things are fantastic. If you're an overlander, you're going to love it too. You can find it at truckbossdex.com. Just around the corner, we've got some Motorheads of the Week. They like to keep it a family affair. We've got that and a whole lot more when we return to Motorhead Garage. Motorhead Garage is brought to you by Pro Lube Oil. Improve engine performance. Trailer Gearbox. Let Gearbox do the work for you. And by 3D Mats USA. Upgrade your drive with full protection. We ran into our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week at a cruise-in on a Friday night. David Sewell was there with his son Cam. David told me that he and his brother Joe are the caretakers of the family treasure. You see, David and Joe's dad, Cam, was a Chrysler mechanic when they were growing up, so they fell in love with the Mopar brand. They now have about 30 finished cars in their garage and a handful of other hot rods and projects, every single one of them a Mopar car. And David tells me they've done all the work themselves except for the paint. The centerpiece of their collection, well, that's a 1962 Plymouth Fury that their dad has had for over 50 years. David and Joe Sewell, they are the PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Weeks, and they are certified Motorheads. Now, if you are a certified or certifiable Motorhead, you can be the PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week. Just send us a note at motorheadgarage.tv. You know, we had a dozen or so viewers write in to tell us they wanted to see this one again. We thought we'd roll it out of the archives for you. We are talking about washing parts. You know, the old-fashioned way, leaning over a tub full of gasoline, spending hours cleaning parts. That's not the way to do it anymore. Temco, Mark, makes some amazing parts cleaning cabinets. Tell me why they're revolutionary.
Temco is a 30-year-old family-based U.S. manufactured product using the highest quality steel, sandblasted powder-coated finish, the highest rated pumps in the market. We also have unique features that make us different, like the V-notch top, the cabinet that allows overhead lifting.
So if you have a crane, you can bring a heavy part right in there.
Absolutely, we can center it right on the weight. The capacity of that table is 1,500 pounds, which will handle about anything you can put at it. We steer away from nozzles in our cabinets. We believe that the way to clean a part is time, temperature, and concentration.
So that takes care of the concentration.
Yeah, you want to get as much flow across that part as you can with the right concentration of detergent to clean the part, and eliminating that hassle of the nozzles that get filled with gunk. So you're having to remove nozzles, replace nozzles. That maintenance is gone. We have a mid-range spray bar that you can drop down for smaller parts. Those are some of the basic features of our machine that are different. Easy cleaning, taking out these metal plates here gives the easy access to the tank itself. That makes us unique in the parts washing business.
What about the parts tree and the other attachments that are in here?
Yeah, these come standard with every machine instead of trying to add on a bunch of pieces and parts as options. It all comes standard. Casters, parts tree, parts baskets, what we call a transmission pole, which is based for lining up that transmission over the table. All those are standard features, along with an EVAP system, which is unique, I guess, for those areas that have environmental issues, wastewater dumping problems. That EVAP system allows you to turn that on. It will basically boil the water and evaporate the water out, leaving just a little bit of sludge and water at the bottom. Easy to clean out, throw in a bucket, let it dry out, fill the tank back up, put your detergent back in, and you're ready to go again. So those things make us a little different.
How is using a parts cleaning cabinet like this better than the old method? It's leaning over a tank full of gasoline.
Yeah, I mean, taking your key technician, taking him away from turning wrenches or putting parts on or replacing parts, having him stand over a wash basin and clean parts. Where this you can load up, turn it on. Usually the cycle time is 3 to 10 minutes. It has a 60-minute timer, but rarely needed. You can walk away, do what you're doing, come back a little later. The part's cleaned and ready to go and ready to be reassembled.
Yeah, instead of having your chief technician at $35 an hour standing over some gasoline, which is harmful anyway.
Exactly, bad on the back. You know, it's just you're sitting there wasting time and energy when you could be making money. So the return on investment of these machines is excellent.
What are some of the industries that are using your cabinets?
You know, the main industry is automotive related. It's repair shops, transmission repair shops, race engine builders. But beyond that, we have a market in the industrial market or manufacturing. So we have companies like Dorman, Mitsubishi, Halliburton that use our machines to clean their products either as a pre-stage to another step in their manufacturing process or just to get that part ready to go back out into the field. Machine oils, chips and stuff that come on parts. Our detergents have rust inhibitors and things in it, so when you clean that part, you're also putting a rust inhibitor on it that will prevent it from rusting for up to 30 days.
How do I know you've made a cabinet that's going to last?
We have the industry standard, which is a 2-year top to bottom warranty and a 10-year warranty on these cabinets. That warranty is always subject to the detergents that you use in this machine, and we recommend ours or something equivalent to ours. But as long as you're using those kind of products, this cabinet will last for years. I have customers with cabinets running every day, 26, 27 years old.
Mark, you ran some parts through here earlier. They were all gunked up, and in just 5 or 10 minutes time, they looked amazing when we pulled them out. It's the efficient way to do it. It's the safe way to do it. Check out Temco's products at washparts.com. Hey Motorheads, be sure to make it to Charlotte for the first ever High Performance Expo. All the movers and shakers in the racing world will be there, and Motorhead Garage will be there for the week as well. Come join us June 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Charlotte Convention Center. Until next week, when we turn on another episode of Motorhead Garage, we'll see you. Drive safely.